long pull round. There it is. Happy days. We're just getting straight on with it. Right then guys, welcome to another episode of Hooked. My name's John Murray and I'm an angling addict, and today we're back on the Aire Calder. I'm out in the Mirfield Spring League, and yet again it's a windy day, a bit overcast, but apparently the bream have been coming out. Now then, today I've pulled peg 59, so I'm actually only 2 up from the first time that I fished this, so I'll just pan round and I'll show you where the boats are that we were on the first match in the series basically. So I don't know if you can see that, but just over there is where the boats are, and it's basically 2 pegs down. So most of the anglers are getting set up at the moment. We'll just have a quick look up the canal. So there's my setup. Stan A's one above me. I don't know who's actually on the peg below me at this moment in time. What's the plan today? Well, basically the bream have been coming out. I've been told that this peg fish really well. In fact, all of these pegs around this area in this deep part of the canal fish really well midweek I think it was, and over the festival, which was over the bank holiday weekend. So basically it's just going to be a feeder day. I'm going to pretty much chuck down the middle, and then all I've got as a backup is just 5 sections of pole, and on that I have set up a 2 gram flat float because it's quite windy, and last time I struggled to, well, A with the flow and B with the wind to hold. So the float itself, I'll show you, it's one of these. It's a 2 gram colmic keel, nice wire stem on it, and essentially it's just set up in the usual manner. So I've got an Olivet down the bottom end. Olivet's 175 gram, a few number 8s underneath it, and then fairly positive shotting down below that, because obviously the tow on this canal can get pretty heavy, but we've got 4 number 8s, size 18 carbon match hook, and you know, basically I'll either increase the size of the hook. I'm expecting, if we're going to catch anything, probably it'll be bream on the inside, but you know, I'm going to go with the intention of taking out roach. So that's the backup line. Right, feeder wise, I've put in a 2 ounce tip today because the tow was so bad last time. I only had a 0.75 ounce tip in, and once the lock gates kept opening up and the boats were coming through, the tow was just horrendous. It was properly ripping the tip round. So a 1 ounce feeder is about enough on here, but I've gone with the 2 ounce tip just to negate any of the wind and basically the tow. Usual setup on that, basically just a heli rig. So we've got the rubbers, we can move them up and down, little twizzle boom, snap link, so I can change the feeder out, so I can put a bigger version of this on. This is just the sort of 2-hole version. I've got a 3-hole or 4-hole I think it is, and that's in 1 ounce as well. If needs be, I'll step up to 1.5 ounces, but I really can't see me needing that kind of weight unless the tow gets so bad that, you know, it's ripping the feeder off the bottom, but normally that doesn't happen on here. Right guys, if you enjoyed the videos, don't forget, give them a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode every time I upload one. I'm going to get myself set up, ready for the all-in, and we'll see you at the start. So ground bait wise, I've got a 50-50 mix of Sensus Black River and Black Magic, and it's mixed quite on the damp side, so it really forms up quite a nice ball. And all I'm going to do is just loose feed that by hand today on the 5 metre line. For the feeder, I've got my usual sort of Thatcher's Sweet F1, and I can't remember exactly what's in this one. I think it's Vandernyne G5, so it's pretty much in equal portions. A little bit of brasem added just to give it some sweet flavour. Usual baits, dead reds, pinkies, a few live maggots and a few worms in the old tub, which we'll chop up when we get started. Right, we're 5 minutes out from the all-in, so I've made up a few little ground bait balls. So I've not made a lot up. I'm just going to put 3 in to start with. I wasn't going to feed them initially, but yeah, I think I'm going to prime the pole line just in case a few will come short. I'm not going to start out putting worm in the feeder. A lot of people are going to feed worm, but I've done quite well on just dead red maggots on here, so I think I'm going to start out just fishing maggots through the feeder. All I've got is maggot and pinky in the ground bait, so I'm not messing about with multiple different baits, just keeping everything as simple as possible. The wind's actually eased off a little bit, but that means nothing on here really. It can get up in the blink of an eye. So I've tested the flat float out. It's nice inline stem. You can fish it when it's not towing, you can fish it just like a normal float, and it's holding lovely and stable. So in terms of presentation, at 5 metres on the pole, shouldn't have any issues fishing that if we need to come inside. Not bothered with a line down the tins today, so as I say, I'm just focusing on the 2 lines, and fingers crossed we're just going to need the tip really and get a few pulls. So I'm just going to go straight out, 3 dead reds. And I'm not going to preload the peg, and that's time. Right, so very quickly we'll just get our ground bait in. Get the rod out of the way. I'm just feeding them slightly short because I'm ever so slightly on a little shelf, so they should just run down lovely. That's all I'm putting in on there. So off we go. Just going to give it 3 minutes chucks to start with. Okay, that's 3 minutes. It's another 3 minutes. Nothing yet. Let's switch on to live maggots. So peg 56. It's just had a bream. 13 minutes into the match, so just hoping a few fish are going to come and settle on this. I'll move that cast out to 4 minutes. Still nothing, so we'll just keep increasing the time that we're casting out. Don't want to put too much bait in. We'll go with 4 minutes again. Nothing this time around. We'll go with 5 on the next one. Well, that's another 4 minutes. Still nothing. No signs. I'm going to introduce a bit of worm. Just had ever such a minor tremor on the tip. Almost a drop back, and there's another tiny little flick. Camera's probably not picking it up. That was more positive. Come on now. It's been in 4 minutes. Yeah, just about gone that. Okay, well whatever that was has probably nicked my maggots. Might have been a roach or a small tommy or something. Definitely something in the swim now at least. Right, let's inspect the bait. So it's not marked, so it could have been a skimmer. I'll try some different colours. There's a bite. More like a roach bite than a bream bite though. Just as the boat went over the top. Yeah, another dab on it. Come on now, let's have a fish. They don't look like bream bites these. Could be skimmers. Just going to let this one go a bit longer. Okay, so that was out 9 minutes. I had 2 rattles on it, but again, no proper bite. maggots aren't marked, so I'm going to try the worm. Now a bream's just come in from, well, peg 57 it'll be, so there's definitely a few fish up to my left, although I'm not seeing any other fish than those two come out yet. And that's a pull. Yeah, that's on. We're in. Worm. Now we just need to make it count. Don't drop off. Let's stay in contention this week. Shaking their heads. Just easing my clutch right down. Nervous moments this. First fish of the match. It's shaking its head, it's horrible. Fighting. Oh my god, come on. I want this fish in. I'm not going to rush it though. God, my heart is pumping. Any headway on this fish. Come on. Don't normally fight this hard. If it's an hybrid. Oh, just a big slab. Right under the net, right under the rod tip. Haven't even seen it. Got the clutch set slack. Right under my feet. Really difficult. Stay away from that net. What on earth? What is this fish? Can't move it. I don't know whether it's foul hooked. Oh, it's getting in the keep net. Can't do anything with this fish. Checking line here. Well, now I just want to know what it is. Jabbing around like mad. Well, I wasn't expecting this. I'm gonna have to wear out whatever it is. I don't know if you can see that, but the rod is doubled over. Don't put any more on it. What on earth is this? I wonder if it's an eel. Could be a great big eel. The way it's fighting, that's what it feels like. No, 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 it's a slab. Oh my god. It's a proper one. I've never had a fight like that off a bream. My arm is aching. Wow. A proper lump. Am I happy to see you? Right, we'll just need to calm the old nerves down a bit now, but that's just the start we needed. So a piece of worm and one dead red maggot, taking that fish. My adrenaline levels are sky high. That kind of fight on the first fish of the match. It's not the kind of thing you need. That's another minor indication. Okay, so that last bite never developed. I'm going out with 6 pinkies on the hook now. There's an indication. Amazing when you put pinky on. That can tempt a bite. Still not taking it fully. Definitely fish there. When the big angry bream like that, well, you've got to sit and wait for him. Yeah, another indication. Just waiting for this to tow around again. Gotta be so careful when they're like this. 5 minutes into this cast as the ducks swim past. Well, again, that bite hasn't developed. I'm going to try live maggots again, see if I can irritate a fish into taking the bait. But not only that, this time out I'm not going to put any additional particle into the feeder. Just going to go out with the neat ground bait. And reduce any fish's opportunity for a free meal. Well, it looks to have gone very quiet on the tip. I'm going to have one more chuck on the worm. A few people have got the pole out. I'm actually fishing a bit longer now. The wind has dropped down, but I don't really see the need in my swim to go too long because I've got good depth on the inside. I've got about 13 foot. Yeah, I think one more chuck and we'll have a little look on it. So I just shouted down to Stan if he had out, and he says he's had a skimmer and a bream. So even though he's on the pole, he's obviously thinking it's died off as well. He was fishing a line further across than me. And Stan's catching on the pole. He's fishing about 10 metres. So we might have to get on that now. And that's another bream out on 57. So I think we're just off the pace here. Led to my right and add one. Shoal just seems to be that bit further left. Well, that's another 11 minutes out there on the worm and no signs at all now. So it looks like the feeder line has died. I'm not seeing a great deal come out on the pole either to my left. But we're going to have a look on it anyway. Let's see if we can catch something. Right then, let's have a little look. Well, I've had a half dip on the float and that's been it. Bite never came to anything. Really can't see anything coming out on the pole anywhere other than the one fish I saw Stan get, but it's difficult to keep your eye on everybody and watch your float at the same time. Looks like Stan's got a bream on the pole. Yeah, he's got it. Big slab on the pole. Lovely fish, Stan. What a cracker that was. Well, the pole line don't seem to be turning up any bites for me right now, so I'm going to let that extra bait settle a bit longer. There's a few fish topping out in the middle. Don't think they're bream, but possibly, since Stan had that one on the long pole, maybe a few fish have moved down into this area more, and there's a bit of a pull. That's round, we're in. It's not a big fish though. What is it? Foul up Tommy Rough. Well, that's a strange one. We're not going to win any matches with them. Stan's got another skimmer on the pole. Well, feed is producing nothing. The sun's getting out, which is nice because it's finally a little bit warmer. So I'm going to have a look on this ground baited line again, see if anything's been willing to move inside. Well, it looks like the lad to my right has got a bream on the tip. We're not getting any signs on this near side pole line at all. So maybe we need to get back on the tip, just hope for the bream. It's just going to be a case of trying to pick off the odd fish again. Well, it looks like most people are off the pole, a few down to my right and Stan to my left, but for as far as I can see, it looks to be pretty much everyone's fishing the feeder now. So it kind of tells me that although I've seen a few fish come out on the pole, it's not really producing the goods. There's enough bream around now for it really to make it pointless fishing the pole, other than looking for a bream on it. Well, this is looking a bit dire for me. I'm going to knock the cameras off, and if anything happens I'll report back. Catch you in a bit. I'm here, extra pair of hands.
If you don't mind.
Yeah. Where's pen, mate?
It's on the floor behind it. M Hurst.
M Hurst?
Yeah. £2. 12.
M Hurst.
N Hurst.
N.
Yeah. Cheers, Ned.
£2.12. There we go. Well, it looks like it's fished out again, this section. Peg 56 is no doubt going to win it. He's got 7 skimmers at least. So here we go. How did that fish?
S Crossley, alright for some. Come I haven't had any bites.
Because there's been no fish.
Bites me. You always wash your
skimmers, aren't they?
I'm getting you reckon? Yeah, it's Darren Taylor would say. £5.10, S Crossley.
Well done, mate.
As Darren Taylor would say, and the only angler he knows it's actually got worse the older he got. Where have you had them skin bobs over?
I've had 5 on tip and 2 on pole. Say 1 o'clock, hooked a proper bream. Running back that way. How the f was that? Come off when I shoot that. Oh no, 20.
Foul. Foul.
I thought mine were foul looked it were fighting that ours. Yours give you a battle and all, didn't it?
Did this time of year they can be a bit feisty.
Yeah.
Winner here.
He's had a big job with a few others.
Yeah.
He's had a big one, he's had a big skimmer and another skimmer.
Well, they're not big PTs.
He's got 3 skimmers.
Where's
One's about 6 ounces.
Yeah.
You never know.
What's we, Dave?
You.
Yeah, actually. He's got better fish there.
£7 or £8 there. £7 definitely.
Is it?
Yep.
I don't know. Hang on. Sorry, Dave.
How have you managed to get some bites? I just can't.
What's your surname, Pete?
Dwyer, Pete Dwyer. What have we got, David?
£7. 10 top at bound.
7.10. Hold on, Pete.
What?
You got £8 then.
The window was just like this. It's
7?
7.10. 7.10 to beat.
Zoom me, aren't they? It's all the size of that kipper.
Well, I won't lie, Pete, I hope so. I can't lie to you.
No, it's alright.
But,
Was biggest one up Pearl. It looked a beaut, that.
yeah, they're a good fish.
Right, it's proper than that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 7 there, I think.
I think it was close.
I don't. I think it's £8 there, easy.
Close.
That
You
big.
You've got a Tommy in your net.
Have I?
Yeah.
might need it. Yeah,
Quite a tiny one, yeah.
Never went in it.
Yes, then I'll throw it back for you.
Go on, Pete. You've won enough.
Oh! Just said it before.
Oh! 8 summer.
Well done, Stanley.
8
Sorry,
1
Pete.
top at bound still.
Top at bounce. I've lost
Well
one.
done, Stan.
No.
David,
I haven't lost
first,
any, but I did miss the drop back.
Well done, Stan. I'll weigh him. You got to do, haven't you?
Yep.
One angry lump. He's only his hell.
No, it's a male one, that's why they get so.
Where's me Tommy? Is me Tommy in there? There he is.
It's on the floor.
They always stick in net, don't they? Come here. Daft sod.
Mine should weigh more than yours.
I don't think he'll make any difference, mate.
£3. Sit still.
Told you were angry.
3.8.
3.8.
£3.8.
Cheers. Right, let's get you. Let's not diddle you. Yeah. That's a good one.
Sit.
Same as me. You probably do me though with that
Should
one.
do, 'cause it's a female.
Yeah,
Said I've 3.14, didn't I?
that'll do you. Close
Cheers.
enough, well done.
This time of year, just carrying that bit of spawn.
Yeah,
It's all different. Get a male, get a female. Thanks a lot, mate.
you're welcome. Thanks, Dave. Right then, guys, well, that's the end of the match. As you've seen the bit of the weighing that I did there. I'm not entirely sure who's won. Obviously, I think Stan's won our section, but I'll get all of the main prize winners and section winners up for you now. Right, well, I just don't know what I need to do to pull a decent peg out. Apparently, that particular peg that I was on fished really, really well last week, and I heard of somebody just spit your words out, John. Somebody said that there was 60 odd pound off that peg, but those fish haven't been there today. I mean, as we all know, fish can move up and down the canal, and they certainly do from one day to the next on here. From what I've heard, closer back up towards the bridge, there's been 10 bream out, so on the very first few pegs in, and there's possibly been 30 plus pound on the other side of the bridge. And I think that might be Father Dennis White who's had that. So anyway, you probably know more than I do now that you've seen the results. Right, as ever, there's a bit of a pattern developing. You go in, first hour, you maybe get a pull, maybe two, and then that's it. Canal just switches off. Yeah, what a nightmare. It's just been an absolute grueler again. Anyway guys, that's it for another week. I'll be back out next week trying again. So until then, thanks for watching and tight lines.